Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my Halloween decorations and a few of the DIYs I've done this week. I went ahead and extended the board and batten up my stairs, and it did exactly what I needed it to do, covered up the handprints left from my grandson, and it looks incredible. It made such a difference and blends everything in well. So come on in and let me show you around. I've just added a few fall touches, so it's fall and Halloween mixed in together. It looks like my dog's visiting from another planet. But as you can see here, I have lightly decorated my entryway with Frank and his bride, and a Halloween banner and some bats. I didn't want to take away from the board and batten treatment this year that I put up, but I really liked the way it turned out. I wanted to give you a view from the stairs down. I love this paint color. It's alpaca blanket from Bear, and I think I'm going to use this again in my hall bathroom. And I think I'm leaning towards painting my kitchen cabinets this color. So I don't know that I'll tackle that before Christmas, but more than likely in the springtime. It lightens it up, but gives it a lot of character, and it's not too white. Here, I just added a fall wreath and some bats with a buffalo check ribbon. I have another kind of fallish ribbon I'm going to change it out to once Halloween's over. But I made myself a promise that I wasn't going to spend any money this year on decorations, so I've been just using what I had. The little character cups there I bought them at Home Goods several years ago, and I've been using them ever since. I'll take you into the hall. This, I don't know if I explained this before, but this was a table. I found it is a table. I found it at the Antique Mall in spring, and I needed something or wanted something in this hallway, so I cut it in half, added a little ledger board to the wall, and attached it to that. This is I think it's part of a headboard, and I found it at that same Antique Mall. I may paint that a different color. The table, not sure. I haven't quite decided on that yet. But right now I like the red. This is my powder room. It has a pedestal sink. In here I have a dresser that I'm going to change that out with probably in the spring. I think that's going to be one of my spring projects. But I'm going to put the dresser and like a vessel sink over it. But so far I added that shelf that I found at Kirkland's on the top just to add another place for some decoration and still have a place to put my soap. As you can see in my family room, I just added big punches of orange. I replaced the flowers in the vessel there with orange flowers and pumpkins and dried leaves. That pumpkin up there I actually bought on QVC so many years ago, and I think they recalled them because the candles that came with them were breaking open the pumpkins, but I kept them. They've lasted me so many years, and I just put either flameless candles in them or just leave them as they are. But I love them, so I'll keep them as long as they last. But I have these punches of orange that I've stuck everywhere and little pumpkins. And there's that YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube has music and fall sounds and Halloween sounds that you could just play, and they even have fireplaces in the winter. I okay, so that picture underneath my street sign used to be a rooster, and I painted it ivory and decoupaged a print on top of it. And I really do like, I mean, I wasn't using that piece of art. That's just one way you can take something that you might have found at a Goodwill or a thrift store and make it what you want. And it's so inexpensive. I don't know if you've had a chance to see my table makeover video, but that is the table I decoupaged with recycled paper and painted in midnight blue from Fusion Mineral Paint. I love the color. I actually had stuck it upstairs and decided it wasn't getting enough attention, so I put it down here and it fit right in. I added a few Halloween touches that I just had. Here's that faux fireplace mantle that I made. I was going to list it. I actually had it listed and decided that I was going to keep it. I loved the way it turned out. Who knows, I might change my mind again, but I really do love it. So I added my Halloween touches to it. Some fall leaves, a few things I've collected throughout the years. And okay, so I did purchase something new this year. Those trees, the pipe cleaner trees, I found those at Walmart. There was a set of 2 for $8. You'll see it in just a second. But everything else I pretty much had and just used what I had. And I can't really do too much Halloween because it creeps me out if I decorate too early with it. But it's the right touch, and I'll change it out after Halloween to something more fall. But I really thought it was so cute. My grandson was excited when he saw it. And it was perfect. The candles I actually had stored wrong and they melted, but it kind of added to the whole Halloween feel by just looking a little discombobulated, I guess, up there. So anyway, it turned out great. In my kitchen, I kind of just changed out a few things. That plate back there that's checkered, I made it at one of those Pottery Land places. I wanted it to kind of look like a Mackenzie Child display dish, but in a Halloween type theme. And it came out pretty well. I mean, you kind of know that it's homemade, but I like it. I take it out every year. And this basket I found, it was inspired by something I found on Pinterest. I found the basket at Lori's Home Furnishings in Tomball, and have been decorating it ever since. So different holidays, I will change out the napkin in it and re-display it. I have a video that I haven't quite posted yet about that blooming lamp in the corner. And I am going to put a quick video out. I saw somebody on YouTube making a blooming lamp, and theirs look more Tuscan. Mine tend to veer towards the country look, but I'm going to change it out for the holidays. But this one was fall, and I thought it was so cute. Here's my place setting for Halloween. I'm going to have a dinner party with my nephew and my grandson. So I hope you'll stick around for our annual Halloween meal. That we are going to have spaghetti and eyeballs, the keto version, and some witch's fingers breadsticks. Here I have just put a floral arrangement in a milk glass container, and I found a large set of these amber glassware, and I have little dessert dishes also, and it was a whole set that I ended up getting at an online auction for about $18. So I feel like I scored with that. So the table's all set. Come to the kitchen and let's get cooking. So I did a kind of keto version of my meatball recipe, and I pretty much wing it, but I'm going to link a meatball recipe that I found online in the description box, and I pretty much followed it just to remember what it is that I put in it. But instead of breadcrumbs, I pounded up some pork skins and used that as a filler. I added Parmesan cheese, onion powder or garlic powder, dry oregano, salt, pepper, 2 eggs, and the pork skins, and I mixed it all up together. And you'll see pretty soon that for a few of the meatballs, I ended up putting some black olives in it just to resemble eyeballs. And the kids liked it. Not that they liked the black olives. I ate them. They just liked looking at them. Here I used a small cookie scoop to form my meatballs. You can do this by hand, but it was getting late and the kids were getting hungry, so I just had to try and get this done as quickly as possible, and this did the trick. Here I'm preparing my spaghetti squash. I cut it in half, take out all the seeds, add a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper, and then just roast it for about 400 degrees until it gets a little golden brown on the top. Enough so that when you put a fork to it, it starts peeling away like spaghetti. For the witch's fingers, I made a fathead pizza dough. I took 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and I melted it for a minute in the microwave. Once it's microwaved for a minute, you just kind of stir it around and you put it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds. After you remove it from the microwave, you're going to add 3/4 cups of almond flour. This is where you'll add whatever seasonings you want to add. Here I added some Italian seasoning. You'll add your egg and stir. I added a little bit of pesto because I wanted to give the fingers a little green tinge and I didn't want to add food coloring. I took each section of dough and formed it into a long breadstick shape. After that, I added some Parmesan cheese to the top to make it look like they were hairy fingers. I also added just a tad more pesto to the top to give it a little bit more green color, and added sliced almonds to give the appearance of fingernails. And you bake until golden brown. Now, if I had done this again, I would have used like a pizza pan that had the perforated bottom. That way air got to the bottom, because normally with fathead pizza dough, you flip it and it cooks on both sides. So here you have your spaghetti squash. Now, I didn't show you the meatballs, but you brown the meatballs all the way around, and then you put it in the oven to finish cooking. Here are the meatballs. I took them out of the oven and then added the Rayo's spaghetti sauce to it. And we're ready. And it looks like my dinner guests have arrived.